I was on my way to work, and I looked across the street at the school, and I seen it looked like a big dog or something at first. Then it just scaled like a big fence, standing still, just jumped it. And that's what made me say, what is this? I kept looking, and one of my coworkers was on their way to work. He looked over, I looked at him and I said, "What is that?" And we both said at the same time, "That's a lion."
There's a courtyard. He was kind of in the middle of the courtyard, laying low, kind of blended in with the brick. It was about that color. It was just laying there. And then I got distracted for a second. One of my coworkers yelled that it moved, and I looked back, and it was gone. But you could see, from my angle, it looked like it was probably about as long as I am tall, just laying there spread out. Wasn't running around, wasn't doing anything crazy. It was just kind of laying there.
It was real dark. I know the front of it was black, and it could have been brown or dark, real dark brown. And when it jumped the fence, it looked in the window, just kind of stood up and looked in the window, and that's what you could really see what it looked like then. So
stripes? No stripes?
I couldn't tell if it had stripes,
So what's on
but I could tell it was a lion.
And this little cat, one of the cats that hang around here in the building, comes shooting out from around the corner and around this way into these woods. And the cop pulls up in his car and he said, "Is that what you saw?" I said, "No, that's not what we saw." Were you there when he said that?
That's not what we saw.
He said, "Is that what you saw?" And I said, "No, that's not what we saw." He's like, "Are you sure that's not what you saw?" A cat was this big. We saw something this big laying down in front of the building over there. Couldn't see what it was. It was about the color of that brick, if you ask me, and it wasn't moving. And then all of a sudden it got up and took off and went into that corner.
You seen how tall that fence was. He jumped it standing still. That's why I said, what is that? What could do that,
But it was still so dark that it was really dim back in that corner. All you could see was the shape of something laying up against the wall. And it was just laying there. It wasn't, we weren't making a lot of noise or anything. We weren't trying to, scare it. But, it wasn't but a couple minutes later it got up and moved, and then we never saw it again. But they're saying they didn't find anything. I don't know how they couldn't have found something, because it was big. It was big, and we're as close as we are to the zoo.
Several reports of a large cat, and when we got on scene here, the people outside, they said that the animal was in this area here, in this courtyard. First thing I said, we called the zoo, verified that they had all their cats. In this case, they did. We had that courtyard, secured it, looked in there, in the box there, and got fire company. We had to have them pull up their plywood, and nothing was in there.